What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. This week's Blu-ray collection video is all about back to school. That's right, it's that time of year again where all the kids are going back to school, so I figured that's a great idea for my Blu-ray collection video of the week. Every movie that I own revolving around school, school-related activities, or going back to school, being in school, school-related. So get ready, because this is the largest collection video that I have for you that I've done so far. We're talking almost 100 titles. Now, granted, a couple of them are duplicates and triplicates, so we'll say about 90, maybe 85 to 90. So let's get started. However, two things to address. Number one, the large noise is my air conditioner. It's very humid. I can't turn it off, otherwise this face is going to turn red as a tomato, and you don't want to see that. Number two, if you are brand new here at my channel and you love collecting physical media, and I assume you do, that's the reason why you're here, but you are not subscribed, hit the red subscribe down below, the like button, as well as that notification bell so you don't miss anything in the future. Okay, enough talk. Let's get into what I have for back to school, school-related movies. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I started off with the Blu-ray classic, bought it for about $5, and then obviously had to get that Criterion release. I picked this up in July when they had the sale, so got to have double dose of Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Moving on to one of my other all-time favorite school-related movies is The Breakfast Club. Very nostalgic for me because I am an 80 baby. This came out in the 80s and I love John Hughes. So we have the slipcover I found, I believe, at FYE. There we go. And then also the Steelbook that I picked up as well. Not at FYE. I think I found that at Target when it was available. All right, next up, I know I'm going to hear a lot of moans and groans, but it is what it is. It's the Twilight movies. Yes, they were in high school when they met, so it counts, and they graduated in the movie Eclipse. So we have the Steelbook of all the movies. Sorry, I can't separate them out. And then we have Twilight, New Moon, and Eclipse is when they graduated. So not the entire series, just the first three movies. Moving on, I guess you can't have a back-to-school collection without 3 copies of Whiplash. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why. Well, you can ask me. Okay, so I bought the Blu-ray first because they're having a sale. Then I picked up the Steelbook because it was about $5.99. And this is like an okay, decent Steelbook, you know, whatever. And then, of course, they upgraded and came out with a different Steelbook. So I picked this one up, and it's got, that's cool on the back. It's different. So 3 copies of Whiplash. I know it's not your typical back-to-school, schoolish movie, but it's a really messed up student-teacher relationship, so I figured that kind of counts, and I put it in there. Next up, one of the greatest musicals of all time that I had to have 2 copies, and that's Grease. Love this one. This is phenomenal. I love the Steelbook. You got Danny and Sandy on the front, the lightning bolt on the back, and then you have the triple pack with original Grease, Grease 2, and Grease Live. So that's a must-have, right? Especially for $10. Pick this up at Best Buy for $9.99. That's an incredible deal. Moving on to, we have Animal House. We have Heathers. I'm going to try to breeze through here. Then we're going into the John Hughes collection. Following Breakfast Club, we have Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Pretty in Pink, oh yes indeed, and Some Kind of Wonderful. I just watched this movie for the first time this past year. Loved it. I just love John Hughes in general. I think he wrote amazingly for that generation of how we used to live as teenagers, and I adore it. I love it. Quote on the back. Great, awesome movie. Great Steelbook too. I love them both. Ending with John Hughes, yes, I have 2 copies of 16 Candles. Okay, so here's the story if you didn't catch this in the prior video. Recently picked this up at FYE. I had forgotten that I had this one, okay? I was going to return this, but I'm going to keep this because number one, it's a slipcover. Number two, this is a part of Universal's 100th anniversary. And in this collection, not collection, but in this package, the bonus special features are ridiculous. It's a 10-part documentary of behind the scenes. And I'm a sucker for behind the scenes information, and that's where I get all my useless information that I stick inside my brain I don't know. I just love it. So I ended up keeping this. I don't mind having 2 copies of 16 Candles because it's iconic. Sorry, we're dealing with a 2-table situation. So I'm going to be doing this throughout the video. Moving on to, we got some Criterion. So obviously Election, because it takes place inside, the whole plot is about a school president election. So that's a no-brainer. Then we have, I picked out Rushmore. Now, I have not watched this movie yet, but from the description on the back, it seems like they're at some kind of prep school or something, so I figure I'd put it in. If I'm wrong, let me know down below, but I figured that belonged in there. And then, of course, Dazed and Confused. Now, it's not exactly always in the school. It's kind of in the school, but they're celebrating the end of school, so I figured it counts, so it goes in. Now, let's getting into some more Steelbooks that I have. So obviously we have Clueless, priceless, timeless 90s comedy. Love this movie. This was the rise and fall of Alicia Silverstone, because pretty much after this movie, I don't really think she did anything of great quality or anything to note of. Let me know. Batman and Robin does not count, so let me know down below in the comments if you agree with me on that or not. Of course, we have the all-time classic Karate Kid. Better Off Dead. This movie is weird. It is so strange, but yes, it does have high school moments in there, but I'm warning you guys. Now, I got this one at FYE for about $12. I was like, you know what? I've never seen it. It's John Cusack, 80s movie. Let me pick it up. This is beyond weird. So if you guys don't have a certain humor to understand this or really appreciate it, you're going to be like me and be like, what? Like, totally lost. It was weird. I can appreciate weird, but that was weird. Speaking of weird, Weird Science. Now, this one I'm really not sure about, only because I've seen this, but it's been such a long time. It's actually in the never seen it pile because I do have to revisit it. But I was like, are they in school? Are they not in school? I'm not sure. So I put it in. If I'm wrong, let me know. I'm probably wrong, but I figure I put it in just in case. I'm probably wrong. Then we have Back to the Future, only the first one, because obviously he goes to school in the 50s with his parents. They have the Under the Sea dance, all that stuff. So that absolutely counts for back to school, being in school, school related. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for the Steelbooks and Criterions. So we're going into the regular Blu-rays. All right. Oh no, I lied. I have some Steelbooks with my Spider-Man. This is all Spider-Man, okay? I just pulled out all the Spider-Man because I'm like, he goes to high school, whatever. So we have Into the Spider-Verse, The Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2. I have the Spider-Man 3 movie collection, the Tobey Maguire movies, okay? Then we have the Steelbooks of the others. So we have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse Steelbook. There we go. And then I have 2 copies of Homecoming. Okay. Now we're getting into, I think, regular Blu-rays. We are done with Steelbooks. So we have Bad Moms. This definitely counts because the Bad Moms are accused of not being involved with PTA or whatever it is. So that absolutely counts. Obviously, Bad Teacher. The Blind Side, one of my favorite movies. I love this as a favorite Sandra Bullock movie. I don't know, for some reason this one I watch around Thanksgiving time. I think because of football, and they do celebrate Thanksgiving in the movie. So every Thanksgiving holiday I usually pull this one out and give it a watch. I don't get bored of it. Hello, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Duh, hello. Classic cult comedy. I love Buffy. What can I say? Then of course we have, if I can get it, Cobra Kai seasons 1 and 2. Got these off of Stinky Tuna when you still could. So there we go. Obviously the kids are in high school, so it counts. The Craft, all the wickedness of those girls. Love this next movie. This is where I really discovered Emma Stone, and this was in Easy A. Now, I know she was in stuff prior to this, but in this movie, that's where she really became known to me anyway, and I was more interested in knowing a little bit more about her as an actor and what she could do and watching more of her stuff. So when I saw Easy A in the theater, I even said to myself, I was like, she's a star. She's going to be a star, and she's really blown up since then. Edge of 17. Love this movie. Can't say enough about it. Pitch Perfect. Gotta have Pitch Perfect. I can't remember if the second one they were in school. Obviously the first one. I don't remember the second one. Superbad. Gotta have Superbad in the collection. All right, moving on to Harry Potter counts because they're in wizard school, and that's a school. So there we go. I still have not watched Harry Potter. I think my plan is for Thanksgiving. In the month of November, that's when I'll watch Harry Potter movies because I've never seen them at all. And I figure, you know, October will be done with the scary movies and I could move on to November with the Harry Potter. 8th grade. Middle school. That little transition going from middle school to high school. Great film. Directed by Bo Burnham. If you have not seen it, please do. Yeah, I grabbed Scream and I put it in there. What? They're in high school in the first one and college in the second one, so that counts. And obviously Scream 4, we're back in high school. So there we go. Just One of the Guys, my recent pickup. I just watched this again. So nostalgic. I'll be talking about it on Never Seen It series, yeah, because it's been so long. Again, with Teen Wolf, I'll be talking about this one as well. I think by my eyes, you can tell where I'm going with that. 10 Things I Hate About You. Accepted. They are in college in that movie, so that definitely counts. One of my favorite comedies, Napoleon Dynamite. If you have not seen Napoleon Dynamite, please do. Neighbors. Never Been Kissed. Classic movies. Obviously, Mean Girls. Hello. Gross Anatomy. This counts. They're in medical school. The Faculty, I assumed. It's called The Faculty. I've never seen it. I just picked it up. Black Christmas. Again, a new pickup. They are in college. Carrie. Still got to rewatch that one. Legally Blonde. She's in Harvard, so it counts. Hoosiers. I'm a Hoosier. All right, I'm just assuming. Assassination of a high school president. That's school. There we go. American Pie 1 and 2, high school and college. There we go. We are down to the last stack, guys. Woo! Lots of stuff in this collection. We have Admission with Paul Rudd and Tina Fey. Underrated comedy, in my opinion. No one really talked about this movie. I watched it and I really enjoyed it. I thought Tina Fey and Paul Rudd had great chemistry together. If you haven't watched it, give it a go. Especially if you find it at like Dollar General or Big Lots or something like that, definitely pick it up. It's worth $3, $5. Lady Bird. There are some high school moments in there. I picked out Juno. I can't this is a never seen it for me because it's been a while. I can't remember if there are high school scenes in here. I could be wrong. This is another I can't remember moment, but I pulled it out just in case. Blu-ray of The Karate Kid. Life of the Party, obviously, they're in college. The House Bunny, another Emma Stone moment, so that's great fun. Jennifer's Body, there are those high school moments in there. All right, this next movie that I'm going to show you, highly underrated as well. I wasn't sure about it, and then I gave it a chance. I went and saw it in Dolby in my theater, and I fell in love with this movie. Also based on a true story, and that is Blinded by the Light. If you have not seen this, definitely pick it up. I've seen this in other YouTubers' Blu-ray hunting videos at Dollar General, I believe. If you can find this at Dollar General for about $3 or $4.95, pick this up. Great movie. All right, we got about 5, 6 left. We got The Happy Death Days 1 and 2. The Way Back with Ben Affleck. It is a high school basketball team, so I think that counts. Seance. This is a new pickup. I have not watched it yet, but it does take place at an academy for girls, so that's going to count right there. Same with Initiation, college setting, I believe. And I'm ending with Valley Girl. Not exactly school scenes in particular, but there is like a school dance at the very end. They are in high school, so I just threw it in there. I think it counts. So that's everything. That's every single movie, Steelbook, Blu-ray I own in my collection revolving around school, back to school, school related, what have you. Let me know what back to school movies you have in your collection. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.